Welcome, sports fans, back to another episode of the 2315 Sports Show. We're on episode 6. Tonight, I think it's going to be a little shorter of an episode we kind of discussed earlier in the week. We've had a couple long episodes in the past, and I think if everything goes right next week, we're going to have kind of a longer one as well. We'll just kind of have to see. So today, again, might be a little shorter than usual, but still packed full of content. So far, I'm enjoying this a lot. I kind of look forward to this every week. I don't know. It's just kind of cool to hang out, talk sports with my boys, and kind of hang out. I don't know what your thoughts are, but it's been fun.
Yeah, I've had a ton of fun. Like I said, what is it, episode 6?
Hmm.
So it's been fun. I mean, we talk every week, every day, basically about sports and going on. But it's nice to be able to get together and have this and be able to give our thoughts to the audience, see what they think. So I've really enjoyed it and look forward to what the future holds for us.
I agree. And actually, something new. Our platform, Talk Studio, actually released. I don't know if it was this week. I just saw the notification this week that they are live on Twitter now. So we are live on YouTube and Twitter. I just looked; it does look like it's up, so that's kind of cool. I never knew Twitter did that. So, or X, I guess technically is the name. I'm sorry, that's bad of me, but it'll always be Twitter in my book. So, let's just jump right
That's
in.
right.
What kind of news we got this week?
Yeah. So news we got this week. We got a little bit of NBA news. Nothing too major, but All Star reserves announced. East of Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, Tyrese Maxey, Paolo Banchero, Donovan Mitchell, and Bam Adebayo to wrap up the East. So they've got a pretty good squad going on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Mm-hmm.
we'll get a good game. We'll see.
High
But the
scoring.
West, the West is, yeah, the West is looking stacked though. You got Kawhi and PG from the Clips,
Mm-hmm.
Devin Booker, Steph, AD, Anthony Edwards, and Cat. So you got a bunch of scores on that West team that's going to get out there and get buckets. So I really, uh, I really expect the West to come out on top on that one. I
Yeah,
think.
I
Um,
agree.
but yeah, it'll be like we said before. It'll be a good. It'll be fun to watch if you're an offense type guy, but water for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's different.
but
That's
other
what
than
we'll
that,
say about it.
really, we got different for sure. Um, but yeah, other than that, we got Embiid tore his meniscus, and so him being injured, that could because now you got to play a minimum of what I think 68 games or something like that to
Mm-hmm.
be finalists for awards. So that
Yeah,
injury pretty much could cost him a chance at MVP. So, and I think he was the front runner for it. So he's been having a great year. So it'll be tough to see what's going on, but maybe he can get back in time and not miss any more games. But looking unlikely from that point of view. So,
yeah. I don't see that.
uh, just some other just some other sports news going on. Just some stuff we don't really talk about a whole lot. But the Orioles in baseball traded for star pitcher Corbin Burns. That was
Mhm.
a good move for the Orioles to sure up that rotation. So that'll be good for them and
Yeah,
maybe moving
they've had
forward.
a
I know
big
they're a
week.
lot there. You have a ton of young pieces.
Yeah, and they've had a huge
Yeah,
week. They I saw a crazy stat. They had the guy that bought him 30 years ago bought him for 170 million, and he just sold. I think. I mean,
yeah,
the number was like 1.7 billion. Like that's an
yeah,
insane profit. Um, and I did see a Hall of Famer was actually in that group as Cal Ripken, which is huge. That's just huge
yeah.
for a
That's
fan
cool.
base. That's smart on their part. So yeah, they've had a, and then on top of that, trading for one of the best pitchers in the league, Cy Young winner 2 years ago, 3 years ago now maybe.
Yeah,
That's they're poised to make a run, I think, and a lot of young talent,
yeah,
like you said.
yeah. That's what I know. They are. They're super young. So get the experience in there, and they made the postseason this year, so it'll be good to see what they can get going on, and hopefully make a run. It's cool to see. Even though they're division rivals with the Sox, it would be cool to see them.
Hmm.
Make a run, get some diversity in the league. So it'd
I
be cool
agree.
to see. So other than the Astros and the Dodgers, so
Exactly.
I'd be happy with that.
I agree.
But other than that, we got Tiger Woods and Nike splitting ways. I know that happened a
Mhm.
couple weeks ago, but that's something big. He's been with them pretty much his whole career. So
Mhm.
for him to do something different, it's gonna be weird not seeing a red Nike polo on Sundays anymore. So
I
we'll
agree.
see. Maybe a
I
red Adidas polo. Probably not,
I
but
wondered, yeah, probably not. I honestly wondered if they did that just for maybe his son to be sponsored by them now. I mean,
ooh,
he's getting I mean, again, he's in high
yeah,
school, so it's not I don't think you can do that yet. I don't know. I mean, NILs, I don't know what you can do, what you can't. Um,
yeah. The
but
rules change.
I would almost bet that might be something in the making to kind of pass it on to him because he looks like a hell of a golfer just like Tiger was. So
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. That is an interesting move though. That's a big loss. I mean, for him. So
yeah,
both sides.
yeah. Just had to share that one. It just kind of caught me
Yeah.
off guard, so thought I had to share that one. But
Hmm.
big news today: NHL, their players are going to go back to the Olympics in
I saw
26
that.
and 30. So that's good. Instead
Yes.
of getting college players all the time, so
Hmm.
get the NHL players back in there, be a little more competitive. So it'll be good to see. I don't watch a ton of hockey. I know you're a big hockey guy, so we'll or used to be, but we'll
Yeah.
see. It'd be cool to see Connor Bedard out there in the
Hmm.
Olympics.
Yeah. The problem is I think the
So
US is going to suck, honestly.
yeah,
Because all those guys,
yeah,
I mean,
everybody's
even
good from
Bedard's
Canada.
Canada. So, I mean, I don't know
Oh yeah,
how good USA will be, honestly. So it'll be good though for overall competitiveness. So that's good.
yeah, yeah. It's good. Last bit of just random sport news is
Mhm.
one thing that we both kind of enjoy that we never talk about, on here is Supercross.
Mm,
Week 3 just ended up, so it's starting to heat up and maybe get a little session in with that, on down the road a little bit because I know
yeah,
it's something we both enjoy. So just something exciting. We enjoy some
definitely.
Supercross, so I'll be excited to see how that goes.
I do too.
Uh,
I like it. I like.
and then we
I
got
think your boy's winning. Uh, I think if I
yeah,
saw it right,
yeah,
Plessinger is
Plessinger.
up there.
Yeah, he's a points leader right now. So points
Hey,
leader just got third in this last race. So
we'll
raise the
see.
roof.
Yeah,
AP.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
that's right. So yeah, moving on to football. So some big news in the last couple of days. We got Dan Quinn to the Commanders as the head coach. I know they were kind of looking at Ben Johnson from the Lions, but he's kind of turned everything down. Said I'm going back for at least one more year. So I think next year there'll be some better opportunities available for him. Maybe the Bills, the
Hmm.
Eagles. You never know. Uh, maybe Andy Reid retires and he can slide in there
Yeah.
next year. You never know. So
Hmm.
it's good to see. And then Mike McDonald leaves the Ravens defense coordinator to be the head coach of the Seahawks. So 6-year deal. It'll be good for them. Keep that defensive mind in there, but I'm sure they'll get them a nice offensive coordinator to come in there and help out. So, and that's coordinator news. Liam Cohen leaving Kentucky, go back to the NFL, going to the Bucks.
Oh,
Chip Kelly is an option for Washington. I just read that not too long ago that Washington's going to talk to Chip Kelly about bringing him in to be the offense coordinator. So we'll see if he
okay.
wants to make that leap and leave college. So it'd be
Yeah,
cool to see. And then the Raiders, they're in talks with Cliff Kingsbury to be the offensive
cool.
coordinator. So
It's a good pickup.
I
That would
know,
be a good pickup.
yeah, yeah, which they got pick 7. I know they really like Jaden Daniels, but with him, heck, you never know. They may try to make a leap to the number 1 with the Bears because I saw where the Bears may be sticking with Justin Fields and open to moving the pick. So if they could get something in return, you know, I don't know what exactly you would trade, but heck, it'd be cool if they could get like the number one pick for Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what they would do would be because they think that Crosby guy wants to be traded. I think they'd go after him instead. Get
Hmm.
a guy on the other side of Sweat or not Sweat. Yeah, Sweat, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, get him on the other side, kind of like what they did with Khalil Mack. I mean, kind of same kind of trade. Even though I mean, we give up the number one, which I would gladly give up the number one for that guy on the defense because he's a game wrecker. And then we
yeah.
still got the
Even if
number
you could
9.
trade for the number
So
7, yeah,
I mean, it wouldn't be that bad. I mean, we have 9 and 7. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they could bundle those and move right back up into
yeah,
like 5 range. I don't know. And see. I mean, they got some moves. I would not be mad if they traded the number one pick again because of how well they did last year with like trading it away. It was a very good
yeah.
move. Um, especially if you're keeping Fields. They got their offensive coordinator they wanted from the Seahawks. They got the quarterback coach, um, and then they got some dude from the Bills defensive line coach to be their head or their defensive coordinator. I think so. I don't know.
Nice.
It looks like good moves. It looks like all around good moves. And it was kind of funny. I saw a tweet today that they Caleb Williams is all. I mean, I don't know if he's come out and say that, but supposedly his teams come out and say, he doesn't want to talk to the Bears. He don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah,
And I just saw a tweet today
yeah,
that came out and said the team never said that and all this. So I
yeah,
wonder,
yeah. See,
if
I saw that, and I saw where it came out that he didn't want the Bears, and then
mhm,
apparent I was listening to Colin Cowherd today, and he was like, you know, Caleb Williams doesn't have a large camp; it's real tight knit,
mhm,
and his camp called him the day yesterday afternoon was like, hey, look, we didn't say anything about the Bears. We don't
mhm,
care where we go. We want to be wanted. We don't want to go to a place where they're gonna have to cover up half the seats because they're can't sell the
yeah,
tickets.
mhm,
But he's like, we want to go somewhere and play where we're wanted. And he's like,
yeah.
Bears fans are passionate. So like I
Yes,
think
they
he's
are.
I think he's in on that, but I don't think I think the Bears keep Fields. So we'll
I do
see
too.
how that goes.
Yep.
Um but yeah, and I saw the other day Cam Newton talking about Brock Purdy, said he's the 10th best player on the Seahawks or on the 49ers, which is mind blowing to me, which he's not he's not the best player, and which Cam's
No,
like, you've got to be the best player. But like, give me a break. Cam Newton wasn't the best player on his team his second year. And
no,
like Cam was a good quarterback in his prime, but give me a break. Like
yeah,
it's Cam
yeah,
thinks he's a Hall of Famer and he's not.
no,
So
no.
I thought that was funny. I had to share that one too.
Yeah, that is funny. I like that.
Um yeah. And so I seen where next year, this upcoming year, Tom Brady's taking Greg Olson's spot for the number one Fox broadcaster. So it'll be good to get him in the booth, get him back to football. So I'll be excited to watch some Fox games next year, hearing
Yeah,
see if he's any good. He may be terrible on the mic, but you never know.
he might be.
So
He might be. He'll
yeah,
know the game,
yeah, and
but
that's right. He may be like Romo and be out there calling the plays before they even happen,
probably.
and people be like, I hate this guy."
Yep,
So,
probably.
but last news is one of my favorite players, Mike Evans. He said he could be commanding anywhere between 25 and 30 million in free agency this year, which
Whew,
would make him one of the highest paid receivers. Um,
whew.
I'd be all in on that for 1-2 years, but anything more than that, we'll have to cut that back quite a bit. So, because production's going to start dropping soon.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
but that's all I
That's a
got for
lot.
the news.
All right, that's a
Yeah,
lot of news. I did see before we went live
it
on
is a lot.
Twitter again, X, whatever. Um, that Teddy Bridgewater, retired. I didn't know he retired, but he retired and is now coaching where he went to high school. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
that is cool.
I just thought that was pretty cool. That was kind of newsworthy. Um, So moving on, we
Yeah.
had a weekend of disappointment on the one side, and almost an upset on the other. But luckily, well, I shouldn't say luckily. I mean, San Fran pulled it out. The better team ended up pulling it out. So I'm going to start there. I'm
Yeah.
going to start with the 49er game. Um, we were watching it, and I was like, oh my God, both my teams I picked aren't showing up. They're not playing, and they're going to lose. Like, that's just it.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and Detroit looked amazing the first half of that football game. I mean, no doubt about it. I'm like, oh, it's over. And
Yep.
so, you get to the was it the third quarter where he went for it on fourth down, the first one, or was that the second?
Yeah.
Um,
I want to say it's a third.
okay. And he didn't kick the field goal, and I told my wife Mandy that I think that was a mistake. Um, you're away, you're in the biggest game of Detroit's, I mean, existence pretty much. Um, and I think you just got to take the points. I do commend, not changing how you got there, but at some point you got to kind of step back, look at the situation, and take the points. And he should have done it again on the second fourth down. He went 4-2. I mean, that's 6 points easy. And their
Yeah.
kicker's really good. So I think that was the biggest take of the game, and that pretty well gave the 49ers the chance they needed, and they took it. The better team showed
Yeah.
up in the second half and won.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it like you said, I was watching the first half and I was like, man, DeAndre Swift scored that touchdown. I was like, or not DeAndre Swift, Jameer Gibbs
Mhm.
ran that touchdown, and I was like, game's over. Like, it's the Niners are flat right now, and they have nothing going for them.
Yep.
But then I seen it may have been right before that too, though. I seen CJ Gardner Johnson waving by to the 49er fans in the second quarter, and I was
Yeah.
like, dude may have messed up, but man, the 49ers come out in that second half and just, you know,
Dominated.
came out just completely different and on
Mhm.
fire and just dominated that second half. And it's a lot of what you spoke about last week or maybe the week before about Brock Purdy. He's got that Tom Brady gene in him. And
Mhm.
dude is like, I make a mistake, but forget about it because I'm just going to come right back and make plays. And dude did that. He made plays. He played awful in the first half. The second half, he just came through. And I mean, he's got that dog in him. And so
Yeah.
he's fearless and he can flat out play. So it was good to see because I'm a huge Brock Purdy fan, and I'm like,
Mhm.
this guy, I like the way he plays, and he's clutch when they need it the most. So, but that game was really good, and it was crazy. I was listening to Pat McAfee show, and
Mhm.
that's what they were talking about Brock Purdy, and he was like bashing Cam Newton, and he was like, he's like, it doesn't matter. He's like, you can call Purdy a game manager. He's like, but he's top 5 in passing yards, passer rating, touchdown interception ratio, against the rush, zone
Mhm.
coverage, man coverage, like every stat that matters. Brock Purdy is in the top 5 on third down, on fourth down, every single thing that matters, he's top 5 in. And I'm like, dude's just a gamer. And
Yeah.
so like you said, he's got that gene in him. So it's really cool to see. Um, but
Yeah, he is.
it's disappointing on my end because I wanted the Lions to win, but I didn't think they were going to do it. But I did, like I said, I like Brock Purdy, so it was a great game to watch.
I agree. I agree. It was competitive, which I was kind of fearful of that not being competitive. I really thought
Yeah,
the 49ers were going to blow them out of the water, but they held their own. Um, Detroit's got to be proud. They can't hang their hat at that. And again, they said earlier that they were a year ahead of their schedule as a front office and a team. So
Yeah.
you take it. You gotta to be a year ahead and lose like you did. I think that creates a lot of good relationships in your locker room, a lot of grit, a lot of hate, losing, a lot of, a lot of pain. So I think that's going to help them
Yeah.
in the long run. And it's going to be kind of their motto in Detroit versus everybody. And I- they'll be back strong. And I wouldn't doubt they'd be back in the same spot next year and win the game next year.
Yeah.
I would not put it past them, especially with their guy staying on offense. Their Ben Johnson guy. I mean,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
Um, and
And they'll
then
shore up the defense
yeah,
because they didn't have a true number one like DB back there, like
yep,
so they'll get that and they'll be just fine and they'll be
yep,
like you said they'll be back next year for sure.
yep. I agree. And then on the other side, to all of our disappointment, the Chiefs end up, to me, dominating the game. I mean, there was no
Yeah,
fight from the Ravens. There was no heart. They changed completely the way they played. I mean, they got outplayed, outcoached from the start of the game, and
yeah,
I don't know if it was just like a fear. It's Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs again. And I kind of put it in our title today is, the NFL's new dynasty, because you got to kind of think that now. Like,
yeah,
um, and I fully believe it because I don't see anyone stopping them. I am going to cheer for the 49ers just because, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won. And they are going to be they're the dynasty now,
yeah,
which I know that
yeah,
pains you, but we got to admit it, unfortunately. So, at least for a few more
yep.
years.
Yeah, and that's this week is this hurts me more than anything because huge Patriots fan, of course. I
Mhm.
and I hate the preliminary. Oh, Mahomes is the GOAT talk. That it frustrates
Mm.
me
Mhm.
because even when it was Brady, they were like, he's still not better than Montana. Oh, he's not better than Manning, whatever. And like he was, but people hated him so much. But like with Mahomes, it's different, and I don't understand it. But it pains me to say this, but he's on the trajectory to be the GOAT.
Mhm. I agree.
This is his fourth Super Bowl in 5 years.
Yep.
If he wins, it'll be his third win. He's still young. They've got a good team. They've got a good defense. They've got a great coach.
Yep.
He's going to continue to build. He's going to continue to get better.
Mhm.
And like I said, it pains me, but he's on. If he can keep going, but the longevity is part of it too. Like if he
Mhm.
says I'm going to play 12 years, and has, but like, and two, it's hard because he's lost to Brady at home in the AFC Championship, and he's lost to Brady in the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
So the passing, he's going to have to win 7 rings
Yeah.
in my book. Like he's got him beat 2-0. Like
Yeah. Right. Right.
I don't know, but yeah, I do think the team as a team they are the new dynasty. I think they're going to be around for many years. They're going to be in contention every single year
Mhm.
as long as Patrick's healthy. Got Travis Swift out there, doing his thing. So as long as he's around, I'd say a few more years maybe. But I don't know about Andy Reid. So I think he's the big X factor
Yep.
too because he's good for their team. And if he's not there,
It's over.
I don't know what it looks like. And they may be like, hey, Patty's carrying us. Like he may carry a new coach. You never know. So it'll be good to
Yeah.
see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think when Andy Reid goes, that team goes. Like, Patrick Mahomes is going to be great, and he's on the trajectory, so that's not going to
Yeah.
change. Travis Kelsey's he's close, but I don't
Yeah.
think
He's slowing down.
I think I don't want to say you can replace him, but I think you can replace the like stats. You can't replace him, but I think you can replace the
Yeah.
stats and spread it around enough with weapons because there's going to be
Yep.
new weapons all the time.
Yep.
So I really think Andy Reid is the catalyst. Once he goes, that team goes. And I don't know if he's one that, looked at Mahomes' contract and was like, all right, I'm staying until then, which he's got plenty more years.
8 more
Or
years, I
he's not,
think.
or he's not going to care.
Yeah.
I could see him riding off in the sunset this year if they win. So, and going eating those
Yeah.
cheeseburgers. Like, who cares?
That's right. That's
Um,
right. Yeah.
so it is what it is. You got to recognize greatness. People that hated Brady hated his greatness, just like people hate Mahomes because he's great. I mean, he is.
Yeah.
It's just the attention off the field stuff. I think that people get sick and tired of. Which, to be fair, the Patriots and Tom Brady had theirs.
Yep.
Was the
That's true.
allegations and all this stuff. So it's kind of the same. It's kind of funny. It's the same thing. You're just on the other end of it, like the rest of us were.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Brady, but I didn't like Peyton Manning. So you're kind of on the other
Yeah.
side of greatness. Like, why can't we have him? In other words, like why can't we have greatness? I guess is how
Yeah.
you get to it. So the Super Bowl's set though.
Yeah.
Big week next week. Everybody's freaking out. I think the most important news is Travis Swift will not be at the Grammys Sunday because it is
Ooh.
I think a travel day, technically.
Oh yeah. Got to get to Vegas.
So again,
Just
that's big news.
and does Taylor have time to get from Japan
I know.
to Vegas? Like that's
All the
going to be
math,
closed. And
as they say,
and
all
he
the
plays.
math's up. So he could, she could,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And he
we're not
plays
making this about Taylor
better
Swift.
when she's around. Oh gosh, Taylor Swift.
Not making the show about it. My wife would love it, but I'm not doing it. I refuse.
Next week's episode, all about Taylor Swift.
Oh Lord, I'll be missing. I'll have Mandy stand in.
I'm sick.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna take a PTO day.
There you go.
So with that, Super Bowl set next Sunday. Next week's episode, we're hoping that we're gonna get our friend Corey on again. We did offer him a contract every other week. I think he is in negotiation with his people. We're negotiating with ours. He's wanting some incentives. I don't know. I don't know if his content's worth that, but we'll see. We'll get it straightened out. But
Probably
I think
not
he is
getting
going to
any of
join the
those.
show. I think he is going to join the show next week, if possible. Although he is a dad in waiting, so that could come into play. So we'll kind of see with that.
What would be awful? What would be awful is we get him on the show, or we get him on the show. He's fine for Friday, and then Sunday, like 30 minutes for Super Bowl, water breaks.
That'd be perfect, though.
He has to miss the Super Bowl, but he probably wouldn't care because
Oh no, it'd be on.
Baby boy, and that's awesome.
Between the both of them, it'd probably be on in the delivering room. Honestly.
Oh, true.
Might as
true,
well.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the problem?
Yeah. TV don't work. She'd be like, "Give me a new room."
Get a new room. Yeah. So kind of in ending, this will be kind of a short segment, but NFL Pro Bowl. How do you? I'll tell you my kind of overall view of it. We watched the little skills thing last night, Thursday. Overall, the whole event, I think, is and can be better than NBA All-Star Weekend. It is a lot more competitive between the players. They take pride in it. And it's interesting. I mean, they have a lot of different events, and it's not just football. Like you got dodgeball. You have closest to the pin last night, so golf. I mean, they have them doing other things that it keeps you entertained. I didn't expect much from last night, but it was really cool with the added of the centers and the long snappers and catching the punt with
that was really cool.
Yeah, with multiple footballs in the hand, like very creative. So I give the NFL props on that. Overall, I think it's a good event. The I think the flag football is interesting. It's different, and I mean, I like it. I don't mind it. Um, I like it better than the game, like the regular game that they used to do. Um, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It overall very good. I do think it beats NBA All Star Weekend now.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the Pro Bowl game was getting to be a whole lot like the All Star game. It was very little contact.
Mhm.
They would blow the play dead if you just got wrapped up. Like they didn't want to hurt each other. And I understand that your body takes a beating for
Sure.
18 weeks plus.
Yep.
And so like why put your body through all that again for one more game that doesn't mean anything? So I really like the skill stuff. I really like, the precision throwing and
Mhm.
they used to have a lot of that in the old time, even with the game. So just doing that, but then bringing the other sports into it is pretty cool as well. So I really enjoy watching the skills clinic stuff going on. So it's good. I like it better than just the game. So
Yep.
I enjoy watching it. I think they're
I
doing
just do.
well. Just keep building on that and see how it goes.
Yeah, and I think they got the right formula. Honestly,
Yeah.
just keep going. And actually, I wouldn't mind if they. I don't know why it's Thursday. I don't know what they were competing with tonight. That
Mm,
why it wouldn't be Friday and Sunday, or hell, even Saturday and Sunday at this time of year. Like, I mean, yeah, you got college
yeah.
basketball, but it's not super important games or anything. So, um, I don't know. Like I said, I like it. I don't mind it. And um, it's a very well planned event, and we'll kind of
Yeah.
keep it at that. Um, I do I do have one other news that we probably may not cover this subject ever because I don't know if you watch it or not. We just got into it a couple years ago. We usually watch it just because it's on like Sunday mornings. But Formula One. So one of actually probably the greatest Formula One driver is leaving the team that he's most well known for and going to Ferrari, and we're talking about Lewis Hamilton. Um,
Oh,
that that's huge news in that specific sport. And it's
yeah.
not starting till 2025, but he's leaving Mercedes going to Ferrari. So that's I meant to mention that in the pre-game segment. I forgot, but wanted to throw that in there.
All good.
That's some big news.
Yeah.
Um,
That's I don't really watch Formula One, but I know who Lewis Hamilton is. I
yeah,
know he's
as
an icon
everybody
in that
does.
sport. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah,
very well
big
known.
news right there.
So that's it. I mean, like I said, that's our show. I don't have anything else. Like I said, this was a short one. We're kind of preparing for a longer one next week, um, with some added things. So, and again, it's Super Bowl weekend, so it's a big weekend. We got a lot of stuff to
Yeah,
talk about. So,
predictions and
yeah,
seeing how everything
halftime show
goes.
predictions.
Ooh,
It's a good
wardrobe
one too.
malfunctions.
Well,
Hope
maybe.
not.
I hope not, but
Hope
I mean,
not. Eh,
Usher's in our era, so I think
yeah,
that'll be really cool to see. Um,
you'll probably be out in the middle of the living room floor singing, dancing, trying to be like
i-
Usher.
if I do, I'll post it for sure. So
Please do.
you
Please
never
do.
know. You never know. So that's it for us. On that note,
All
we're
right.
definitely ending because that will end the show probably permanently if I ever post something like that. So why don't you hit them with that outro?
All right, guys. And so that's going to be a wrap on today's episode. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, however and wherever they may be listening. Just hit the follow, subscribe button on Twitter, YouTube, wherever you may be. And so we're going to hit you up next week for Super Bowl weekend. Peace.